I'm a homeschool mom of two, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you guys some tips and tricks on how to homeschool your kiddos in the car. So if that's something that interests you, then come on. Let's go for a drive through some ideas. No, okay, listen. If that sounds good to you, then let's do this. So over the years, I've heard lots of veteran homeschool mamas talk about how sometimes the best schooling happens in the car. And if you think about it, it makes sense, right? You have a captive audience, there's not a whole lot else to do, but this year we really have to think about how we're going to use our car time because we have joined a co-op and a few other out-of-the-house activities that I'm very, very, very excited about. We live in a really rural area, and that means that if we're going to drive anywhere for just about anything, it's going to be at least 45 minutes to an hour long. So every week we're going to be spending 4 to 6 hours in the vehicle, and I don't want that to necessarily be wasted time. And not that I'm one of those homeschooling moms who thinks that you need to turn every activity into an educational experience, but I do want that time to be something that we value, and it isn't just something that we are playing video games or hoping that the baby takes a nap. Not that that won't be part of it as well, but I do want the majority of that time to be used with intention. So I've come up with 3 E's that I think describe what I want us to be doing in that drive time. I want whatever our activities are to be engaging, enjoyable, and educational-ish. Okay, that's a word. I just made it a word. Educational-ish. So I just want to walk you through how I plan to do that. And then next month I'll update you on whether any of this was actually, successful. Before I show you guys my big old box of goodies that I have here and tell you what I plan to do with everything inside, I do want to go through what I think is the most valuable, educational, enjoyable, and certainly engaging resource that we already use in the car on a small scale. And when we start driving longer distances, I plan on using for that whole time. And that is podcasts. Do you hear me? Podcasts. I absolutely love the audio medium, whether it's podcasts like true crime, history, education, anything really, or a good audio book. So when we started homeschooling, one of the first things that I looked into was definitely podcasts for kids. So I'm going to give you some of my favorite suggestions as well as hook you up with a new service that I just found and I'm really, really, really excited to use come this co-op season. Okay, the podcast for kids that was definitely our kind of first foray into that world was Wow in the World. And that's an NPR podcast for kiddos that is science-based. They have lots of characters, lots of goofy voices, and definitely draw you in with super interesting subjects. And they have a pretty big library of pre-recorded shows, plus new ones coming out, I think every week now. Definitely check out Wow in the World for that sort of science-y sort of podcast. The next one that I have for recommendation, and this one is a huge one for us, and that is Greeking Out. And this one is from National Geographic for kids. And Greeking Out is retellings of, they're like original tellings of Greek myths. And we love, love, love this podcast. We've actually listened to every single one that they have released. They have 4 seasons currently, and we're just waiting on bated breath for them to release the new ones. Greeking Out uses fun character voices as well as they have the Oracle of Wi-Fi, which I think is pretty clever, kind of based off of the Oracle of Delphi, okay? And they throw in lots of extra little educational tidbits along the way of this retelling of Greek myths. And they do tell it in a way that is age appropriate while at the same time being high interest level. So if you are going along a classic, like a classics education and you're going through Greek history, then hey, this is the podcast for you. I've been really impressed with also my oldest child's retention for the stories, like being able to remember the Greek characters' names or really just recognizing, hey, that story must come from or be influenced by, and then she knows the Greek myth that goes along with it. So I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, the new service that I'm really excited to be using, I actually signed us up for it this weekend and we've already been using it, is Pinna. I believe that's how it's pronounced. I'm going to link it below, but it is a podcast service just for kids. So it's providing podcasts that are ad-free, and it has a lot of your mainstream Apple Podcast favorites, but it also has tons of podcast originals as well as audiobooks. I love the interfacing of Pinna because I can go in and search by subject, go in and search by age appropriateness and what we're looking for. And I've already put several of the podcasts on my list of things that we're going to be listening to this upcoming season. So this weekend, Winnie has already gone through several of their Pokemon Fan Club podcast episodes, which of course she would. She's obsessed with Pokemon. And some of the other ones that we're looking forward to is Julia's Library, which was a recommendation from one of you guys on YouTube. So what's up and thank you. But Julia's Library is Julie Andrews and her daughter who are going through and reading their favorite stories. So I guess it's Julie's Library. I don't know. But her beautiful voice retelling these stories. And I think this one is geared for younger kiddos. So I look forward to listening to those with my littlest girl, PJ. Another podcast that I'm really excited about is actually a narrative story told in a serial fashion. And hold on, I wrote this one down because I didn't want to forget it. And this one is called The Ghost of Jessica Majors. And this is a narrative story about a little girl, she's 11, who dies in 1875 and comes back as a ghost in 2017 and helps her distant relatives who are also kids in the present figure out like a supernatural mystery. I thought this one would be really great for a spooky season. And my daughter definitely is a little bit interested in the macabre. And I thought this was a safe way to explore the story structure of ghost storytelling while staying age appropriate. And I think it would be interesting to see how the story explores the differences of what it was like to be a kiddo in 1875 versus what it's like to be a kiddo in present day. So I'm hoping that there's some historical comparison going on. Another one that I'm really excited about that was also something that I found via a really cool homeschool mom is the podcast of Grimm, Grimmer, Grimmest, which tells Grimm fairy tales. So we're really excited about that one as well, especially because we have exhausted the Greeking Out podcast. I'm hoping that the Grimm, Grimmer, Grimmest gives us that same sort of vibe of like a folktale, legendy sort of feeling. So I don't know, we're gonna check those out. So podcasts, those are my number one thing I'm going to suggest for engaging, entertaining, and educational-ish material while you are homeschooling in the car or in your commute. We also do audiobooks. I do Audible, but the Pinna app comes with some audiobook selections as well. They're running some kind of deal when I signed up. So for $40, I got this for the whole year. That's pretty exciting to me. It's like $4 a month, and I think it's gonna be well worth it. So that's my first suggestion. All right, now I want to show you my box of goodies and go through the activities I plan on using with the kids, and then actually some snack suggestions that I've picked up as well. Okay, I got this like cargo box for the car off of Amazon, and it is a Lusso gear brand. And I think it was like $20, and it's really tough. It's made out of a material that could be easily wiped off or cleaned. I liked that it had handles so I can pick it up out of the car between each trip, because I'm not gonna keep this stuff in there for the girls to have access to every time we jump in the car to go down the road. I wanna make sure I'm restocking it with interesting things so that when we go on these longer car trips, it's like a novelty and they'll be into it a little bit more. It also has lots of pockets And in the back, it even has like a zippered compartment. And I'll show you guys what I have in there. So I just want to go over some of the activities that I picked up that I think will be nice and engaging for the car for my kiddos. Okay, the first one I picked up is Science with an exclamation point, STEM, Sticker, and Adventure. And this is from Hopscotch Girls. I just got it off of Amazon. And it is like a book that has different scenes. Like this one, it's like a medical scene. And then it has stickers that go in it that they can like put together these little scenes. This one's just for fun. Well, also, I thought it was fun because our co-op that we go to is a science co-op. So this kind of being a science-based activity I thought was cute. It also has some at-home activity suggestions for different types of sciences. And it really seemed to have a pretty good, let's see, like to have a pretty good representational spectrum between, you know, different types of gals. So I thought that was pretty exciting to see. Maybe help my girls to see themselves in a STEM position. Winnie absolutely loves science, so I want to reinforce to her that that is obviously a viable passion that she can pursue into adulthood for the rest of her life. This one I got for my littlest daughter. This is Once Upon a Time sticker activity set. And this is from the Petit Collage. I got it off of Amazon, and it goes through fairy tales, and these are reusable stickers. And it folds out to have this two-sided scene. And the same kind of thing that she can pull the stickers off and attach them to create little scenes. I just thought this one would be fun as well. And I was thinking that we probably will do fairy tales with her at some point this year. So maybe reinforce those narratives and just be for fun. This is a math activity book that I've already showed you guys, but I just picked it up for Winnie. And I think I'm going to just have it for her in case she's wanting to do some fun math things or just for fun as she's going through her car ride. And I'm going to put a pouch of pens and pencils in here for her as well, so she can access those and use them as she needs to. This is a Winnie activity as well, just off of Amazon, Paint by Stickers for Kids. We've used these before and Winnie really enjoyed them. It's the same concept of a paint by numbers, except for, you know, like here's a dinosaur and it has the different numbers listed. It just corresponds to stickers that they then place on here to make a complete image. Again, this one is really for entertainment. This guy's just for fun. I am putting one of the Alpha Prints dry erase books into this basket for PJ so that she can practice her letters. But PJ really enjoys writing all over herself, so I did not want to include any kind of potentially toxic or harmful or semi-permanent dry erase marker. So I picked these up. They are washable dry erase fine line markers from Crayola. And we will see if they work out. I hope they do, because of course they've got that Crayola non-toxic business going on, and they are supposed to be really, really washable. So if she happens to get it on herself or on her clothes, that's something that I can take off really quickly. So those are kind of the activities that I have picked up for them. The math book, the sticker books, and as well as that Alpha Prints dry erase handwriting practice. I also need to mention that my car is not fancy enough and my phone is not new enough to just automatically hook up with the vehicle, which you'd think would be a real obstacle between listening to podcasts and being in the car. But I've included just a Bluetooth chargeable cordless speaker that I'll actually put into the vehicle so that we can listen to our podcast easily. That's how dedicated I am to this concept. A few of the other activities that I have included are like these. We used to be subscribers to the Radish Culinary boxes for kids, which are really great. But I did keep these. They would come with these table talk cards. And they're just conversation starting cards, like if you owned a restaurant, what would you name it? Or design your dream cupcake. Of course, they are all surrounded on the concept of food, but that's okay. We're all right with that. I included these so that we could just have them in the car to have fun asking each other questions in case we're just, I just want there to be lots of options to keep us engaged. The last thing that I picked up is for PJ. I got her this little ring of alphabet cards that have a picture on the front and then the letter on the back. Working really hard to increase her vocabulary. So any opportunity I can get to just give her one of these supplements to look at and name the object I'm really into. These are super thick, water resistant, and they're on a ring. So hopefully she's not able to open that and strew them everywhere, but I'm sure she will be able to. But I thought they were super cute. They were cheap off of Amazon, and she could just grab these and flip through them while she's in the car. Let's talk about snacks. Anything with homeschoolers is always made better with lots of available snacks, especially car trips. You just want to be able to give them something to do if you know you're going to be in the vehicle for a really long time. On the same hand, I didn't want to just be giving them junk food or things that would be super disgusting if left in the vehicle or forgotten. So I definitely went through a list of things, and these are the snacks that I've narrowed it down to. So hopefully I've done some legwork for you, give you some good options and ideas if you're needing to homeschool in the car. All right. Picked up some pre-popped popcorn in both cheddar and regular flavor. This is from Skinny Pop. Neither of my kids are on a diet, okay? But Skinny Pop is just delicious, and it's cheap. And so I was able to pick up a whole bunch of these to supplement as their snacks in the vehicle. I did also get some different freeze-dried fruits, like some pear and some banana and strawberry. I thought these would be a good option. They're just 100% fruit. There's nothing additional added. And so the sugar count on both of these is relatively low for just being a processed snack. The other thing I got was craisins. And these are dried cranberries, if you didn't know what a craisin was, and we love these. They are 50% less sugar than the original craisins, so they are really good. They are super delicious. I don't know why any of us were ever eating raisins. I guess that's another snack option for you, but craisins are the bomb, and that's where it's at. My kids will go through those really rapidly. Some other ideas that I had would be pretzels or pistachios or trail mix, all of which I don't think would be too terribly disgusting if left behind. The craisins will probably get smashed into something, but the cleanup's not too difficult. I know that because I've already found lots and lots of them smashed in my vehicle before. Okay, you guys, hopefully I've given you some good suggestions for keeping those kids engaged, entertained, and sort of kind of educated while in the car. Remember, look at those audio mediums of podcasts or audiobooks. Check out Pinna if you get a chance. Lots of different activities for various ages, and also different activities kind of varying based off of what kind of effort they feel like putting in that moment, as well as snacks, snacks, snacks. Always have those snacks. Is it perfect? No, you guys, it is not perfect. I am sure that this week, our first trip to and from homeschool co-op is going to prove that beyond a doubt. Not perfect, but is it done? Yeah, baby. So until next time, keep on homeschooling. Bye.